only one I'm going to talk positive and negative about. Everybody else I'm just going to talk negative about. You know what I'm saying? In regards to how we got it and the constant change of people, and that the next time Jason comes here, he better come to work with us on a job and bring Dave with him or anybody else he's going to consider his right-hand man on fire escapes. Otherwise, we don't want him in any projects. And if we do ever utilize him and he comes in to work on a project, he leaves, he takes his men with him. We're not going to keep his men. So that's one of the conditions. We're going to talk to him about that today, tomorrow. And I talked about to him that, you know, I'm going to talk positive and negative about some of the things that happened with all this that's going on here. So right now we still got another 2 hours. We're going to do the best we can with what we got left. But we're not going to reach the objective. Now tomorrow has got the pressure of being the day that we got to get the, you know, now it's got to hit 100% tomorrow. We were supposed to get in another 2 hours. I think we'd get pretty close to 100 to the 90%, 95 percentile. So now we have to sort of refigure and confirm that Jason and Ed are coming definitely tomorrow. Otherwise, you know, we need to settle up with him today also and say, hey, dude, you know, just come get your money tomorrow. And we'll make a few phone calls and see if we can pull anybody else in. But otherwise, it's going to be a real heavy push tomorrow. And it's going to be a real heavy push on Tuesday. But we have till 4:30 on Tuesday, which means as long as we get him to the airport by 2:30, we can keep pushing along here with whatever we got. We don't have to leave, but we have to get a few people out here. So we really got to make sure that all the structural is done, and that anybody that's structural has got all the structural done. Because once we lose Andre and Jeff, you know, we're down 2 dogs. Any questions about that you want me to answer while that I may have asked that you?
No, I thought it was it's definitely a cutoff point for Jason, because Jason, the guy that we originally got for this job, I was very disappointed in him not showing up here as much, because there was one day where I tried putting him on the tread, changing the bolts, yeah. But he did it for 10 minutes and then he took off on us.
Right. So and he was supposed to have Dave be his guy.
Yes.
He's never trained Dave
exactly.
to be a delegator.
Yep.
So what happened is we got his men, and we watched his men, and then he would screw us even more by changing the men around.
Changing it every day is something new.
Somebody new, and girls and guys and blacks and whites and my God, you know, I don't know what, we didn't know what to expect, and they always came late. There was no consistency. They would blame everybody, the trains, the planes, and the buses. They blame everybody.
Yeah.
And so, total lot of control, and we need to get that harnessed in right away. So let me have the thing and see what conversations you want to sit over here. You can just stand there. So what have you learned from this experience?
Learning, well, in watching you, how you delegate, how you stand there and you give orders to every single person on the floor, setting things up, doing
pulling just a hair.
Always have someone moving, not standing still. That's what I've learned. Sometimes when I'm on the job and you're not around, it's like it's hard for me. But now getting an understanding from you when you're here, I think I'm gonna move forward from that.
Yeah. It's not something you come knowing. You have to be trained. You have to see it in action, and that's why it's important to, when you get to a place, to videotape the hell out of it. That way you can go back and now with time watch your own video and say, my God, look at me with my eyes closed and everybody's around me doing nothing. Yeah. Look at me loading the truck all by myself and hurting my back when I got I got 8 guys outside the truck. You know, look at me and nobody's extending their hands. You know, while I got Andre and Jeffrey outside the truck throwing boxes at me. What the hell is this? If anybody knows how to load the truck correctly, it's those two. So those two get in the box, and then I get outside and make everybody else pick up boxes and throw it at them. It's these simple little things. And then every day you have to sort of be aware that changes come. So, you know, the morning setup of the men, Jeff, you got this guy, and this guy, could be totally different 1 or 2 hours later.
And I was caught up in because I'm used to, like, the last job I had in Wisconsin, it was only me and 2 other guys from Boston. So I was always helping. I was doing a lot of technical work because there was only 3 of us. Now that I had a full crew.
Well, that's a very good point. Let me show you. Let me tell you what the difference is of Waukesha. You got 2 guys that work already by themselves.
Exactly.
They need no guidance.
Right, and you just put them on there.
You just put them on. And now that's the perfect scenario. Imagine you were here, and that's exactly the kind of quality men you got.
Right.
That's the A team. Yeah. Did you have the A team here?
Definitely not.
Did you have a B team?
Not really.
Okay, did you have a C team? A level 1 intro to structural kind of guys. So what did you do with those guys? Now you need to be in there. And the first mistake you make when you have level C guys is you start doing it for them because they stay stupid purposely. They act stupid purposely. They repeat the same process over and over and again, and tomorrow they come, they still don't know how to set up a structural box. So the first thing you got to do with C people is you got to set up their boxes for them, and then when you get them, you just keep whip them in the ears. You whip them in the ears, and you whip them in the ears all day long. You ride them long and ride them hard. Why? Because they don't want to think. So those are C people. You can't let them think for themselves, and you have to whip them on the ears because you're the guy that has to have the whip. And if you put your head down and you stop being a dog, you know what I'm saying? That's where they get away. They lean, they look, and they step aside, and you're the one. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened here with Justin. Justin was a C guy, and every time you did it for him, what did he do? Did he grab the paintbrush and start painting while you're doing something? He just stood there and watched you work for him. He got the same amount of money, yet you were working for him. And that was your mistake because you weren't seeing it, but I recorded it, you working for Justin. And it's these little tricks that you have to remember that as we start using our videos and start training our videos, and we start training and say, okay, what's right about this video, what's wrong about this video, it becomes part of the class. And those morning meetings that we have at breakfast, as you start changing the mindset of the people you're working with so that they at least understand where they're heading. They don't have to do or agree with you, but they have to understand that once you've got 3 levels, you've got sheep, dogs, and shepherds, the last thing they can do is complain about being a sheep when they talk like a dog. Say, dude, you see me yelling this morning at Andre, who was up on the ladder all by himself at the very roof, caulking the ladder? Did he have any paint up there? No. Did he have his bucket up there? No. Did he have a radio up there? No. And he's talking to me like, you know, he's calling me on the phone, and I'm calling him, and he goes, yeah, what do you want? I'm like, dude, what are you doing up there? What are you doing up there? You're doing fucking sheep work for me? What are you doing up there? You don't have a radio, you don't have any tools, and you're asking me where your guy is? You went up there by yourself to do what? To do what? Sit there and wait for somebody to come and give you some stuff? You're the one that's supposed to get people started, and then you go do your stuff. No, you went and you got into this technical mode right away, and now you're asking me, where's your stuff? I tore him a new asshole this morning. I said, what? And I recorded it. I said, what are you doing? What do I need you for? To be the best technical guy I got? That's great. On the next job, I'm going to use you that way. But I can't count on you, you know, because I'm whistling over here, and the dog can't hear my whistle because he doesn't have a radio. So I'm barking and yelling. So I got a shepherd that is used to whistling, is yelling at the dog. You stupid dog! What are you doing? Left. You know what I'm saying? Now, do I have the reason to be frustrated? Yeah. Do I have a reason to kick him in the head, kick him in the ass? And if he wants to be a sheep, So when we get back when Jason gets back, you think we're going to have major conversations with Machado and Andre? Death conversations? Because who's my new dog in the street?
On the street?
Yeah. Who's going to be fixing my fire escapes from now on?
Me.
Who's going to be training you how to fix fire escapes?
Jason.
Right. So can you guys come in the house anymore? All right. Who do you have for sheep to help you out on a on-call basis?
Eli and Andre.
Right. And if they want to become dogs, can they become dogs?
They can.
Do they have the potential to become dogs? Who's going to train them?
Me.
Right. Otherwise, until you train your replacement, can you come in the house? So you got a nice objective ahead of you, right? You can't go in the house anymore because you need to build some new dogs. And it's either going to be these guys that you already have, which is the easiest ones to train, if they're willing to be trained. And if they're not willing to be trained, what do?
Replace them.
You got to replace them. You got to go find somebody that can be trained so you can do what? Get out of the cold and come in the house? And that goes for Jason too? You see what I'm saying? So these guys got a rude awakening coming in September, don't they? Because you're going to sit there and kind of hope that they do the job for you? Because every time they screw up out in the street, what do I do with you if I see you in the house and there's a problem out in the street? Hey, dude, get out. The problem with your dog. The dog's late, or your dog's something, or your dog forgot gas, or your dog forgot something. So you better train them well. And that's a major overhaul. You got a lot of videos for them to watch to start changing their mindset? right? That's all you're gonna make them do, right? Homework, right? Say, hey guys, here's some videos, about 100 of them. Here's a paper sheet they have to fill out. And there's gonna be some 5 general questions I ask you on every video. If it's a 30-minute video, I expect, if you break it up into 5, I expect 6 sheets out of this as to what the general mentality is, what we're trying to accomplish, and what we're doing here. You don't have to watch them at night. You don't even have to watch them on the weekends. As a matter of fact, you can come to work and watch the videos. We just shut off the time. Because today I only got 2 or 3 hours of work for you anyway, and you got 6 hours to do nothing. We're not going to Lynn. We're not going anywhere. So watch videos. I won't pay you. And if you're not willing to train at home and train at night, then I really don't need you at all. You're basically technical guys that if I ever need you, I can call you 2 years from now, and I'll still have you work for me for a week or 2 in a faraway country. Understand? Yeah. So summarize what you just learned here that you're going to take back in September.
Basically, everyone me and Jason have to improve our delegation skills.
Your delegation or your duplication skills.
Duplication skills.
We delegate and duplicate.
Yeah.
That's all we want. Can you delegate and can you duplicate?
Can.
Yeah. Delegating is the first process. You delegate to anybody, even if you lose them that day. Right? Duplicate is when that person, you delegate to that person and he stays. And tomorrow he's you again. That's a duplication. Otherwise, the first thing you're going to learn, we're going to teach you is to delegate. The second thing you must do to move it out of your position is duplicate. If you can't do those 2 things, you can't be in that position. So, summarize again. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Duplication of me, of basically Marco, so I can move up.
I'm back in the house.
Yes, exactly. Go back to the house and just keep duplicating myself, and have the guy that I duplicate also keep duplicating, so it's on and on and on.
Right.
That's the whole.
It's a franchise model, isn't it? It's a system. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. So
I got to get away from the technical mode that I have.
right, because we got Seattle coming. We got Waukesha. Those are all things coming that's going to keep you out on the road all the time. Is that where you want to live? You want to live on the road all the time? So you got to duplicate quick, or you have to say, this is not really the kind of job I want. I got to get away from this job. Right? Or you can say, no, you know, if I was on the road, this is not the job I want. But now I have to go through the road to have the job I want. Because there's a lot of great things in this job that we do, which I like, which is creative things. I have to create truck systems, tool systems, plastic systems. Do you like that part? Well, that part's going to put you on the road, but for short periods of time. Research and development, new ideas. Go in and set up your team and then leave. You know, you're going to have expense account, rent-a-cars, hotels. You get to sleep in campers. Doing if you're coming out of the office, you're going to be sleeping in campers.
No.
Who sleeps in campers? Dogs and sheep? Just sheep?
Sheep and dogs.
Dogs and sheep sleep in campers. Shepherds sleep in campers?
No.
Can they sleep in campers every now and then?
Okay.
They will sometimes, but it's not the norm, right? Why? Because you've already done your time. You already paid your expense. You understand? So that's what we're going to be doing right now. So how critical is now Andre and Machado in retooling themselves immediately in September? Yeah.
Critical, very critical.
Why? Otherwise, you think they'll make it till October?
No.
No. So there's really 30 days coming that is critical for these guys. And all you have to change is their mindset. That's all you're changing. You change their mindset, they've got a chance. They don't change their mindset, so you're going to talk to them, and you're going to make them watch videos. And from that process, you'll see a mind change. If you don't see the mind change from the homework you're about to give them, you've already got everything you need. The season's going to get colder, jobs are less. Do we need them? And can we do this? Could we have done this job without Andre?
Yeah.
So, do we need him? No. So, they have a serious situation coming. Machado has a serious situation because he didn't come. So he has a worse situation. He's basically going to utilize all his credits that he had from the past He burnt every single one of them. So even if we took him back, can he use his credits from the past and all the history he has with us anymore?
No.
It's done. He burnt it. Okay?
Yeah.
So, good meeting.